Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to come on here for like something cash. Obviously I'm in my pajamas, I'm in my bed, and my furnace just kicked in, which I literally 1 second ago thought to myself, shit, I should have turned the furnace off because it's going to be distracting. But whatever, this isn't meant to be like ultra personal attention relaxation video. This is meant to be like an introduction video. Like, I don't know, I made this channel a little while ago and I was literally just like messing around, but we're at like 200 subscribers. And I mean, let's get real, I don't have like a small village or anything, but I've got like a neighborhood of people. And I was sitting around the other day thinking, like, that's like a decent amount of people watching. Like, it's not thousands, but I think I would be really freaked out if it was thousands. So you can hear the furnace now. White noise. Maybe I'll just raise my voice a little bit. We'll make it more like a chit-chatty. So where was I? Yeah. But it's still like 200 people watching, 200 people interested. Like, to me, I kind of realized, like, oh, that's actually like, these people are finding you relaxing, which is so cool to me. So I thought, okay, let's connect, like, let's get acquainted outside of just like ASMR videos, because I find with ASMR, like, I don't just like listening to sounds. To me, ASMR comes from like vulnerability and connection. Like, that's what it is. And even like at this subconscious level, like, the reason we get these tingles, it isn't just like pleasant sounds, it's this feeling of connection, like this like loving, tingly, pleasant feeling that you get from someone who is caring for you or about you or nurturing you in some way. Like, it's deeper than just like, ooh. And I mean, it might be that way for some people, I don't know, but at least that's the way I see it. And I thought maybe I would like shed some light on how I got into ASMR and like my place here, and kind of like, I don't know, just chat. I didn't have a plan, I just wanted to introduce myself and I guess kind of see what happens, what I end up blabbering about. So let's start with me, and let's start with ASMR. So ASMR truly 180% changed my life. And like I said before, I'm not talking about just like tapping on glass or like rubbing a camera lens. I'm talking like that connection that you get with a person. So back in the day, I would say 2009, 2010, maybe 2011, back when ASMR was like the whisper community. That's when I started watching. And I'm not talking like watching a little bit, like literally religious. Like, probably every single night since then I watch ASMR. And back then it was like gentle whispering used to like only show her fingers and like never showed her face yet. And there was like Queen of Serene, and one of my firsts was Calming Escapes, which is hilarious because like the other day she literally commented on my video and I was like, what? But I don't know, I saw like a flower role play of hers, and I felt her to be like quite relatable, like very similar interests. And like nowadays, especially like all the little like horror role play she does and stuff, like I'm just like, hey, I could be your friend. Like, we're very similar. And with Maria, like gentle whispering, I'll put that on hold for a minute and go deeper into why this all ties in. So anyways, back then, 2011-ish, I was like a miserable human being. Like terrible. And not just like mopey, sad, miserable, but like mean, like attitude problem, like just like a little goth girl that was angry at the whole world. And I didn't have a lot of guidance. There's a lot of anger and like in my childhood, and like I was not a good person. And I was young, but that's no excuse. Like, I genuinely wasn't a good person. I always had like good morals and values. Like, I didn't hurt anyone, but I was just so selfish and like miserable. And I was living at home with my mom and my brother, and I had a bedroom in the basement. And one day I used to be huge into makeup, like back before the beauty community was a thing. I used to make like little like cheapo makeup tutorial videos in my room. It didn't go anywhere, but like I loved makeup. Like I do like dark, like everything, like makeup looks. And I came across a video of a girl doing her lipstick, and she was putting it on, and she was going like blotting, and I was like literally like got ASMR from it, like crazy. It wasn't even supposed to be ASMR, it was unintentional, and I was just like, what is that? I want more of that. So I like YouTubed lip smacking video, or like lipstick application relaxing, or like something like a combination of words that pulled up ASMR. And I got videos of like those old school like makeup tutorials, or like I think lip smacking was actually a thing for a while in the community. But thus became like made history for me. I've been passionate about ASMR as like a not just a hobby, but like actually as a therapeutic tool when used right, because it actually has changed my life. So anyway, the reason I bring all this up is just to kind of explain that like I'm not new by any means. I've been watching for years. I just never had the time or even thought I could try, which is hilarious, because like if I started this back then, who knows, my channel could be like one of those OG original channels. But I just didn't have, it was not there in my head. Like I had a lot of lessons to learn before I decided to start focusing on giving back. So something about Maria, she's been my favorite always. I like not just her voice, not just the sounds, but like her grace, her maturity for her age. She kind of like has paralleled my life. Like she had a divorce, I was going through a breakup. I felt her struggles in a different sense. Like she used to have this videos working in that medical supply store, and I was working at like a denture clinic, and I don't know, I just totally related to her, and like felt like I grew with her. But I noticed what a difference in there was like a sense of friendship and community that I didn't have in my personal life that I was getting from watching ASMR videos. And even though it's like not direct personal contact, I was like a misfit. I was like, usually, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but like when you're the shy person, or you like don't fit in, people often take it personal and like immediately label you as like mean or aloof, or they just think you don't like them, and then they don't like you, and there's like no reason for it. They don't give you enough time to really like show your true self. Like I take a long time to warm up to people, and people write me off like way before I get a chance to actually show who I am. And then usually during some sort of like drama or some sort of illuminating situation, when I shine, when people need me, like when something happens to someone and nobody else is there, I'll be the one that's there. And then they realize like, wait, you are actually quite nice. And that's been like the story of my life. Just like constantly misunderstood and like misinterpreted. I don't know what it is, but just constantly like just misread. I don't know what it is. Still working on it. So watching Maria, it started to help me realize that like I was receiving back from people what I was giving out. Like that was the first sort of, because she puts off such grace and elegance in her videos. Even when she was younger, she had it like from day one, just something about her. Even when she's going through shitty times or wasn't feeling great, she always like carried herself in a very feminine and mature way. And I kind of was realizing that I was lacking that in my life. Like I was very abrasive and shy, and like I didn't always filter things right. Like I said stupid things, and I wasn't polished. So she kind of taught me that. She didn't intentionally teach me that, but I looked up to her. Like she's a few years older than I am, but it was someone that I looked at as like, you know, and like picture me like goth chick, like gothed out, like drawn on black eyebrows, like fishnets, like not the type of person you would picture watching Maria. But obviously there was like somebody else inside me who was like, I had this goth exterior as a protection shell, like so that no one would hurt me, because I tried to, I guess, take on the idea that if I'm so scary and so unapproachable, everyone will just stay away. And so, but that wasn't really who I was. I was just afraid of getting hurt. So I put on a hard exterior. But I guess what I'm trying to say is like ASMR, the practice of like looking in someone's eyes, even if it's virtual, is so important, especially for like our generation, my generation, which is a little bit socially dependent on technology and less socially practiced, I guess. We are so unfamiliar with like just being vulnerable. And I think watching Maria's videos, the way she just like look right at you and like make it very like about you, I started to practice that at the denture clinic I was working with on clients. If they'd be checking in, like I was just doing reception, but I would make eye contact and I'd like be very methodical and like gentle with my movements. And I noticed how they responded, and I really liked it. And I started like lightening up my wardrobe and dressing a little bit more like a regular human being in the regular world. Not to say that the subcultures aren't regular, but like, come on. I was like front desk reception girl working at a denture clinic with old people. So, dressing like Kat Von D just wasn't gonna fly. So all I'm getting at is like ASMR was hugely influential in just me coming into who I am. And to me, it's so much more than just noise and sounds. It's connection. It's that like human connection that we are missing. And we could have friends and family, we could be surrounded by people, but like how often do you just sit and like look someone in the eyes, or like let yourself be vulnerable? And with ASMR, sometimes when I'm watching these videos and I'm lying in bed with like my double chin and no makeup on and like feeling gross, and like you still feel loved through the screen, it's like, ew. If I was in person right now with this like beautiful ASMRist in my face, I'd be like trying to make sure I was sitting properly and like, oh, don't get too relaxed, or like, oh, make sure you look okay, your hair's not awkward. Like, there's no way if I was in person in a situation like that I would ever be able to just like open up the way I can through watching it virtually. Like, it's the practice of receiving love. Like, it's so hard for us to just receive, like even compliments. Most of us usually kind of brush them off, or say like, oh, thank you, but you know, make some sort of excuse, without just like receiving it and accepting it and just saying, you know, thank you. Or like, if my friend was to come up to me and be like, oh, your hair's a little messed up, let me fix it, I'd probably be like, oh my god, give me your mirror, like, don't worry about it. Whereas with ASMR, you just kind of go like, okay, do your best, and you let it happen. And I think it hugely helped me, who's like a rock solid wall of like, I do not show weakness, I do not show vulnerability, like, I'll be there for you, but you're not gonna see me cry. I'm like that like person, which I'm working on because it's so stupid and it keeps relationships so shallow. But ASMR teaches me to like receive, like, just be vulnerable. It's okay. Let yourself be taken care of. Look your friends in the eye. Let them be there for you. And I don't think, honestly, do not think I would really have grasped that concept without having ASMR videos. They're not just sounds. And I'm picky too with who I watch. Like, to me, it's like, again, Maria, I've grown up with her. I've watched Calming Escapes forever. Like, I have like the few. Whispers Red. Oh, come on, there's lots. I used to watch Olivia Kisper before she stopped. I don't watch like any of her like self-help stuff really. I watched Queen of Serene. I watched a lot of ASMR. But I stick to my favorites, and it's like hard for me to watch these like new people that have come out on the scene, I guess, because I don't feel like it's genuine or authentic. Like, it feels very like hi. So like, just like, okay, whatever, you're making noises, and it's just not it for me. Like, to me, it's about that connection, that vulnerability. And it's weird because it's like, I don't even know these people, but that's what gives me ASMR, is that like, it's vulnerable. The first time I got ASMR, not from videos, like actually in real life, was when I was in kindergarten. And I remember this, one of my best friends was drawing a photo of me. So she was drawing me, and I sat there and I was just, oh, I can still feel it when I think about it. So weird. Literally got chills down my back. But I was like, just that feeling of like having to be kind of posed, or they say like, smile, or like, don't move too much. And they kind of direct you, and you kind of just, you know, sit there looking pretty, and you feel like so much attention is on you, and like, you just, that's the first time I got ASMR, and it was so strong. Like, I felt like my head was detached from my body, like just floating on clouds of like, ugh. And video, sorry, excuse me for that weird noise. Videos hardly give me that real tingly ASMR feeling, but they do give me that like sense of connection that I just don't get with, like, I don't allow myself to get with my loved ones yet, because of that sort of wall. And obviously it's not the same for everyone, but I've talked a lot. But what I was really trying to do is just like build some connection with you, because I feel like that's what does it for me. I don't just like let everyone give me ASMR. That's a privilege. But same with you, like, people have commented already like, I'm sleeping better, or like, this was really relaxing, and I'm honestly surprised, because I didn't necessarily see myself as like a relaxing type, considering I'm literally a ball of anxiety. But I guess I can turn it on when I have to. So I just thought, okay, well, if they're watching, and if they won't like are interested in who I am and kind of like why ASMR actually means something to me, maybe this might be of interest to you. And if it's not of interest, I'm sure you've already left by now. By the way, if you've made it this far, like, honestly, if you're still here, just comment and say, like, still here, I'll know what you mean. That would be the coolest thing, just to know that, like, someone is interested enough in what I'm saying to listen for 20 minutes. I might edit it down, but right now, as it stands, I'm at 20 minutes. Yeah. So I don't know if I really accomplished what I came on here to say. I just really, like I said before, I just felt like it was important to, like, introduce myself in a different way. Not just like, hey, this is me, but like, hey, this is why ASMR actually means something to me. It's not just like ASMR now is becoming like super mainstream, like media. When I first started watching ASMR, I didn't tell anyone about it. I've had relationships, like, I've been watching ASMR for like 10 years, like over 10 years. I've had people come and go in my life. Some don't know, some do know. I've had relationships. I tell everyone I'm in a relationship with that I watch ASMR because I'm not giving up my ASMR before I go to bed. But they, like, don't get it, not even a little. So I've basically kept ASMR like super secret for a really long time. I just didn't really feel the need to talk about it. I don't know why there's shame in it. Oh yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's becoming like mainstream and like super diluted. Like, so many people are doing it now, and it's just like not, in my opinion, it's like not a true representation of what we actually do here as a group, and like what the community is all about, or what it was about, I guess. It's like watered down and fake. And that's why I'm like really picky with who I watch, because I'm protective of who I kind of like let in. Like, that's my me time. That's like relaxing time. And so it's like I want to feel a sense of trust with this person that I'm letting in to my life, that I'm watching before I fall asleep. Like, you know, keep it wholesome. Like, I don't like the overly sexualized ASMR or the like overly I don't know, like over the top storylines. I just like the simple, like just the old days, just like simple, like, hey, me and you, let's just like hang out. That's what I like, just like role plays and connecting. And I feel like there's less of that. Sorry, my wrist cracked. And it's just becoming more like everything's like high quality, and like I'm sure if my channel actually continues, I'll like up my setup a little bit, because I like to put pride into the things I do, but for now, I mean, whatever. But yeah, it's like sensationalized now. And so I guess I just wanted to like remind everyone that like I was here first. Not first, but like I'm an OG. Like, I've been here a long, long time. I've earned my stripes, and I'm not just doing this because it's like, hey, I want to relax you and make some YouTube money, which a lot of people are doing. I'm like, I'm just doing this because finally in my life I feel like maybe I have time for it, and it has improved my life greatly. So if I in any way can do that for someone else, why the heck not? Anyway, I feel kind of like maybe that's all I gotta say without dragging it out. I mean, now you know me a little bit better. So hopefully this was valuable. If you're still here again, that's cool. Thanks for sticking around. And more videos to come soon. Good night, and we will talk